So what they asked is they asked you to find the equation for the line of best fit in this, and then to make a prediction based on this. And so the one other thing that they asked, though, that most people, since you guys don't read things carefully, right, which isn't a judgment about you as a group, but it's just an observation. Okay, the question says that when you make the list of data points, in this case, they want you to identify the x value as the number of years since 1980. Okay, so this is your y. That's fine, the number of countries. But your x value isn't the year, which is what some of you did. The x value is the year since 1980. So for 1980, it'd be 0, 4, 8, 12, 14, 18, 22. Okay, so those would be your coordinates. So the purple and the red coordinates would be what you'd enter on your calculator. So if I went to the data matrix editor, okay, I'm going to enter different sets of data. So I'm going to clear the whole thing. If you need to clear the data, you don't need to create a new one each time. Just open the current one. If you hit the F1 button, the Tools button, and click number 8, it'll clear that all the cells for you, and then you can enter it from there. So 0, 4, 8, 12, 14, 18, 22. And then we can go over and enter the corresponding y values. Okay, once we have all the set of coordinates entered, we can now go in and find that line of best fit. So the line of best fit can be found by clicking F5, the Calculate tab, choosing Linear Regression, which is number 5, assigning values for our x and y. C1 is our x coordinate, C2 is our y. Again, those refer to column 1 and column 2 from your the data set, the spreadsheet. I am going to store this in a regression equation or in a y editor, and so I can refer back to it if I need to. And when I hit enter, I get my equation. So the equation itself is going to be approximately y equals 1.77x plus 40.72. And then it's just a matter of entering the data. So they ask you in this to estimate the number of countries in 2014. All right, so would this be an example of interpolation or extrapolation? 2014. Does it fall within the data set or outside of the data set? Outside of. So this is extrapolation. You may need to be able to identify that on quizzes, tests, or final. Okay, and so what I can do here is the x value that corresponds to 2014 is going to be what numerical value? How many years since 1980 would that be? 34, right? So what I want to do is I want to evaluate my function when x is 34. Easiest way to do that is go to the home screen, use my the function notation to evaluate this function. So if I hit home, since I stored it in the y1 expression or the y1 equation, I can just use function notation y1 of 34, and that's automatically going to substitute 34 in for the exact function. So when I do that, I get 101. Now, this should be the correct answer. If it did not show up, I'll make that adjustment. I know somebody talked to me about this, and I had meant to change it, but I don't think I got to it yet. I think if you use the rounded one, did part C ask you to round to the nearest tenth? Okay. So if you use the rounded equation, which would be this, and if you just evaluated it straight in, so 1.8 times 34 plus 40.7, and hit enter, you get 101.9. So either of these will work. 101 is the more accurate answer because it uses the exact function's value, not the approximate value when you round it.